The screen crackles to life, and there's Charleston White, framed in the raw, unpolished glow of a smartphone camera.
That dead rapper and his baby. And ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me about saying it. Maybe go make a rap song like that whole ass Twisted Black. But y'all don't care nothing about no baby getting shot. Another baby just got shot last night. I don't hear, but because it's not a rapper, y'all don't give a them rap baby. And Lil Running. Lil Running been going around robbing people. Lil Running set up some people to get robbed. So he's not an angel. I don't give about no angel. Yeah, I don't care about no being whatever it is. It don't bother me. I didn't know that was baby. So him and his baby didn't bother me at all. And then to hear he been running around robbing people. They run off on the Mexican cartel. So we don't know if the Mexican cartel had him. We don't know if he set up to get robbed for the $40,000. Got him. We don't know. I see you losing a lot of fans after this. I don't give a damn. They still go watch me. People don't watch me because I'm their fan. I'm a fan of them. People watch me for what I say. So they still go watch me. They still came out to my show this weekend. I'm still booked to be in Miami today. So my booking don't stop. Yeah, he got his own daughter here. Them young just didn't drag him in his baby. This was some real live stomped down street. Now some streets involved now. Oh, the poor baby. Now he was playing street, y'all. So y'all go act like he wasn't playing. He was playing street. You hit a nigga for $40,000. $40,000 in the street is like $500,000 to something. So we go act like he didn't rob. He didn't get them for the $40,000, and that's not the reason he did. Man, that's why I hate the black culture. Y'all want to sit around and play like that and didn't earn his death, and play like he didn't get his baby. He got his baby riding around, and they told him don't go up to that car wash. They told him no, don't go to that car wash. He took his tough ass up to that car wash and got him and his baby wig split. They set the boy up to get robbed for the $40,000. Then they ran off with like 200 pounds of the Mexicans. You think that Mexican just sitting back, letting them nap and make videos and them not go retaliate? That's what's wrong with you. Listening to these rapping, running off on the plug. That's what done happened to these. Listening to these rap, talking about running off on the plug, and running off on the plug will get you and your baby. So we just go ignore that fact. We just go ignore the fact, right? We just go ignore the fact that he ran off with they robbed the Mexicans. Not only did they rob the Mexicans, the baby mama must say something to you. You know that, bitch. You know that's the only reason I'm going out, because the gun got out of line. Now, I don't care nothing about her baby being dead and she got the mom. Got out of line. Didn't have no business speaking on me. I wasn't the one that killed the baby. I wasn't the one that shot that baby. And let me just say this. Oh, they go get him. Did nobody get the baby? Right now, they sharing that little boy. They sharing the mama's address. Ain't nobody went and shot up that boy mama's house. Ain't nobody broke into jail to go get them. So somebody, man, ain't nobody gonna do a thing to me. And I keep that fire on me. I keep that thigh, y'all. I keep that thigh, y'all, waiting to put it on them. I just beat 2 ag assaults now. I might can beat another.
His voice a rapid-fire barrage of indignation and insight, like a preacher at a street corner revival who's traded the Bible for a megaphone. He's not here to deliver a TED Talk or a carefully scripted op-ed. No, this is a verbal wildfire, a 13-minute rant about a rapper, unnamed but heavily implied to be Mo 3, the Dallas artist gunned down in 2020 alongside his child, whose life and death Charleston ties to the long arm of Mexican cartels. The story, as Charleston tells it, is a tragedy of hubris and hustle, a young man robbing drug dealers, running off on the plug, as the rap lexicon puts it, only to cross the cartels, who don't take kindly to theft, especially not of 200 pounds of product. The result? A hit, a child caught in the crossfire, and a community left to grapple with the wreckage. It's a moment that's both gut-wrenching and absurd, a real-life Sicario sequel scripted by the streets, and Charleston's video is the raw footage, unedited and unapologetic. Let's rewind and set the stage. Charleston White is a lightning rod, a former gang member turned activist whose YouTube channel is a digital soapbox for calling out hypocrisy, from rap culture's glorification of violence to the black community's selective outrage. His monologue here is classic Charleston, brash, unfiltered, and deliberately provocative, like a stand-up comic who swapped punchlines for prophecies. He's railing against the mythologizing of a slain rapper, refusing to paint him as a saint when his actions, robbing dealers, defying warnings, flaunting cartel product, invited retribution. The cartels, in Charleston's telling, are the grim reapers of this tale, their shadow stretching from Sinaloa to South Dallas, where a $4,000 debt becomes a death sentence and a child's life is collateral damage. It's a narrative that feels like a Coen brothers caper gone wrong, where the hero's hustle is his undoing, and the villains don't negotiate. The comedy of Charleston's rant lies in its audacity, the way he leans into the absurdity of the situation with a candor that's both hilarious and horrifying. He's not mourning the rapper's death, he's dissecting it, like a coroner with a microphone, pointing out the contradictions with a gleeful, almost manic energy. The image of a rapper running off with 200 pounds of the Mexicans' product, then making videos to taunt them, is peak street bravado, a plot twist so reckless it could headline a Breaking Bad spin-off. Charleston's laughter, sharp and biting, punctuates his analysis, a nod to the folly of thinking you can outsmart a cartel that's been playing this game since before you were born. His quip about fans still watching him despite their outrage. "They don't watch me because I'm a fan, you know," lands like a perfectly timed jab, a reminder that his platform thrives on truth, not applause. It's a universal impulse, the kind that fuels Reddit threads and barbershop debates, and Charleston's video is the stage, a digital dive bar where the drinks are bitter and the shade is free. But beneath the laughs, there's a deeper current, a reflection on the cartel's insidious reach into black communities and the systemic failures that make such tragedies possible. Charleston's story isn't just about one rapper's fatal misstep. It's about a cycle of violence and exploitation that's been running for decades, fueled by the drug trade's unholy alliance with poverty and despair. The Mexican cartels, as he frames them, are not just criminal enterprises. They're a shadow economy, supplying the drugs that flood black neighborhoods while reaping billions from America's insatiable appetite. The rapper's death, tied to a robbery gone wrong, is a microcosm of this dynamic. A young black man, hustling to survive in a system that offers few paths out, crosses a line and pays the ultimate price. It's a narrative that feels like a Greek tragedy, where the gods are cartel kingpins, and the chorus is a community too weary to mourn. The narrative takes a reflective turn as Charleston pivots to the black community's response, a moment that feels like a montage in a social drama, where the camera lingers on faces torn between grief and denial. He's incensed by the refusal to acknowledge the rapper's role in his own demise, the tendency to canonize the dead while ignoring the choices that led them there. "Y'all wanna act like he wasn't planting seeds," he rails, a line that cuts like a switchblade, exposing the hypocrisy of mourning a hustler as a martyr. The cartels, in this context, are both perpetrators and enablers, their product the bait that lures young men into a game they can't win. Charleston's not excusing the cartels. He's pointing out that they're a symptom of a larger disease, one rooted in economic neglect and cultural glorification of the trap life. It's a universal story, the kind that resonates with anyone who's seen a neighborhood hollowed out by drugs and violence. And Charleston's rant is the megaphone, amplifying truths too raw for polite conversation. The comedy deepens as Charleston tosses in a tangent about the rapper's baby mama, a subplot that feels like a dark comedy sketch, all raw emotion and reckless defiance. He's unapologetic about her grief, dismissing her outrage with a bluntness that's both shocking and funny, like a comic riffing on a heckler who's wandered too close to the stage. "I wasn't the one shot there, baby," he snaps, a line that's as cruel as it is candid, a reminder that he's not here to coddle feelings but to confront realities. The cartels in this moment are the unseen puppeteers, their influence shaping not just the rapper's fate, but the ripple effects on his family, his community, the fans who mythologize him. Charleston's laughter at the absurdity of it all, the idea that anyone would expect mercy from a cartel, is infectious. A nod to the grim humor of a world where survival is a gamble and the house always wins. The metaphor of the multiplex comes into sharp focus as Charleston's rant unfolds, each tangent a different screen in the internet's crowded theater. The rapper's death is the crime thriller in Theater 1, all blood and bravado, while Charleston's commentary is the social satire in Theater 2, a biting critique of denial and delusion. The cartel's role is the geopolitical epic in Theater 3, a sprawling saga of power and profit that stretches from Culiacan to Chicago. And the broader narrative, the black community's struggle against systemic decay, is the documentary in Theater 4, a raw, unflinching look at a people fighting to survive. Charleston's video is the projectionist, stitching these stories together, inviting us to laugh, to rage, to reckon with the forces that shape our world. The narrative takes a speculative turn as Charleston circles back to the cartel's role, a subplot that feels like a flashback in a heist movie, where the hero's big score unravels in slow motion. He speculates that the rapper's robbery wasn't just a local hustle, but a direct challenge to the cartels, who don't forgive debts, especially not ones measured in pounds of product. The image of a young man stealing from the Sinaloa cartel, then taunting them with videos, is both absurd and tragic, a plot twist that writes itself into a body bag. Charleston's commentary is both funny and sobering, a nod to the audacity of youth and the ruthlessness of an enemy that plays by different rules. He's not saying the rapper deserved to die. He's saying the cartels don't care about your story, your baby, your dreams. It's a universal truth, the kind that resonates with anyone who's ever underestimated a predator, and Charleston's rant is the stage, a digital pulpit where the sermon is delivered with fire. The tragedy of this story, if you can call it that, isn't in the rapper's death or Charleston's provocations. It's in the broader cultural fault lines they expose. The cartel's influence on black communities is a silent epidemic, a poison that flows through the drug trade, eroding lives and futures while the world looks away. Charleston's rant is a case study in that erosion, a reminder that every overdose, every shooting, every child caught in the crossfire is a thread in a tapestry woven by global forces. The black community in this narrative is both victim and participant, trapped in a system that offers few exits and plenty of temptations. Charleston's refusal to sugarcoat this reality, his insistence on calling out the rapper's choices, the community's denial, the cartel's reach, is a call to action, a plea for accountability in a world that thrives on avoidance. So here's to Charleston White, the projectionist of the internet's rawest theater, still spinning reels even as the audience recoils. Here's to the rapper, a flawed hero whose story ended too soon. Here's to the cartels, the shadow kings whose empire thrives on our silence. And here's to the hope, flickering in the dark, that in this chaotic multiplex of pain and truth, there's still room for stories that awaken, for voices that endure, for a world where the credits roll long enough to name everyone who fought to be seen.